Welcome back to the Mama Fit Podcast. Thanks again for joining me today. We are going to talk about how to stay fit during the early parts of your pregnancy. I know everyone questions, should I be working out? What should I be doing? What should I not be doing? And just the fear of what can happen if you do work out. So I'm really passionate about this topic because one, I have 2 babies. I've had 2 miscarriages, and I've had 2 different types of labor. So I feel like I've kind of been around the whole bandwagon for a lot of things. So I am going to kind of fill you in just the first trimester of your pregnancy. And let me tell you that staying healthy and fit when you're pregnant is one of the best things you can do for yourself and for the baby. Even if you have morning sickness, I had it a lot, or other discomforts of the early pregnancy, and we have many different discomforts, I'll tell you that. And getting up and moving around will often help you feel better. And I will say, for me, that was the best thing for me to start my day off with was a workout. Even though I was super tired, I was nauseous all day, but I felt better. Now, if you are someone that works out and you feel like you've been working out and you're just so tired, then your body should rest. So there is a difference. If you are working out and you're feeling exhausted afterwards, you might be pushing it too much, or your body just needs that time to rest. So listen to your body when you're actually going to start working out. At this point in your pregnancy, you're probably not noticing any major bodily changes yet, other than feeling like you need a little bit more rest and you might feel like you got hit by a Mack truck. Let's just be honest. The most important rules for the first trimester exercises are to pay attention to those new limits on your energy and avoid falls at any time. And of course, always make sure your doctor knows what exercises you're undertaking and talk to them about anything new that you start. Now, this is a good time to start transforming your workout. So if you're a big runner and you run really fast, and fast for what you feel like, your heart rate's up and you feel exhausted by the time you get done, but you feel refreshed. Obviously, we want to feel good after our workouts. You might have to tone down the speed of your runs, or at the end of your pregnancy, you might not be running at all. Depends on how you feel. I will be honest, I peed my pants at the end if I started running, so that was just never a good thing for me. I stopped running with my first child at 28 weeks, and then my second one was 16, just because I think I was already stretched out and she was head down, my second one, and I just literally felt like I could pee my pants at any moment. So I just said, I'm done, and I did stair climber instead and the elliptical. So that's kind of what I did for my cardio. Otherwise, I lifted weights faster, and that's how I got my cardio in. So where to start when you are just newly pregnant? If you didn't exercise regularly before you got pregnant, now is the time to get into the habit that could serve you a lifetime. So when you are just starting out, begin with a low level of exertion and work up to 30 minutes per day, 3 to 5 times per week. If possible, work out with maybe a trainer who has some expertise in working out during pregnancy. That's really key, I feel like, because you don't want to do anything that could hinder your body while you're pregnant. And then, of course, don't forget to enjoy yourself. If going to the gym isn't for you, don't beat yourself up for it. Go dancing. There's Zumba classes. There's tons of group things. If you like to be in the pool, that's a great exercise when you're pregnant as well. So you can do many different things. It's just the fact that you want to have the time to enjoy it. So as far as Pilates goes, I know a lot of people like Pilates for group training kind of setup. Pilates can help you address 2 different challenges if you've never experienced pregnancy before, which is balance and lower back pain, because things are stretching and your back tends to get most of the issues. Balance, your core is off, so you're going to have a little bit of balance issues. Pilates builds your core muscles through the series of equipment or floor exercises, depending on what class you're taking. Your first session usually builds on building up strength, and then later sessions will challenge that strength and your balance. So, of course, when you do Pilates, some of the things that you want to avoid are poses where you lie on your back, as well as any twisting of your midsection. So don't overexert yourself during Pilates or any other belly-focused exercises, because you could cause diastasis recti, and it's basically a condition which the parallel panels of your abdominal muscles will temporarily separate. And we usually do separate when we're pregnant, but if you are putting more pressure onto that area while you are pregnant, it can actually cause more of a separation. If you're into yoga, this is one of the best exercises you can do during your pregnancy and for the rest of your life. So yeah, of course, everyone knows yoga builds strength and balance and keeps our muscles limber. If you already practice yoga and your pregnancy routine is comfortable in your new condition, keep it up. You should, though, avoid back bends, poses that twist the abdominal area, any positions where your feet are overhead, such as handstands, lying on your back, and hot yoga. Another add-on to maybe strength training throughout the week would be walking. Walking is what our bodies are made of, and it makes it great for pregnancies. You can go with a fast walk or an easy stroll, whatever your body feels like. So if you're not already an exercise walker, maybe start with 10 to 15 minutes per day, 3 to 5 times a week, and then maybe work up to 30 minutes a day. Another great cardio exercise and strength building is swimming and water aerobics. So this is great because pool is going to be your friend during pregnancy. The water is soothing, and exercise is usually low pack, and you won't ever fall over. Water is going to help focus on basically building your core strength while you're in the water. If you're already doing water exercises, there's no need to change your routine. As in all exercises, avoid twisting your middle too much and pay attention to your energy limits. If you get tired, it's time to stop pushing yourself. It's time to get out of the pool. If you're starting water exercise during your pregnancy, ask a swim coach or trainer at the pool for safe routines. You can do this about 3 to 5 times a week, 30 minutes at a time. All right, the next one is running, and running is my favorite source of cardio. So when I was not able to do it after so many weeks into my pregnancy, I was a little bummed. So I will say running, if you've never been a runner, you can consider this as an exercise. It is very unlikely that running in your first trimester will cause any problems, and that I was able to run throughout my whole first trimester, but I did end up having to give it up after 16 weeks with my last baby. And it wasn't that I had issues with like any kind of uncomfortableness. It was basically that I was going to pee myself. Sorry for the graphic, but it was true. And I'm going to be honest with you. That's like basically the only reason why I could not run past that 16 weeks. And if you're a runner before pregnancy, you could probably continue to follow your safe routine during your first trimester, and the same conditions apply about the falls and energy. Run on a flat treadmill or surface with safety bars to prevent anything that would happen for falling, and stop when you feel tired, not afterwards. This is not the time to push yourself when you're pregnant. And again, just run until you feel comfortable. It's all about how your body feels and listening to what it's doing and what it needs at that point. Another great exercise is the bike. So I would say staying on a stationary bike or a spin class bike is better than anything else, because you don't want to go on a regular bike and having chances of falling off. So that would be like anything that they say, like don't ride a bike, don't go on a horse, just in case you would fall off. So you really need to watch on having a safe stationary stance bike when you're doing any biking. So that's why the stationary bikes and spin classes are good options during your first trimester. Both are low impact. They get your heart rate moving without dangers of the road. So be careful not to fall prey to the competitive nature of a spin class. So go at your own pace. Do not feel like you have to keep up with everyone. And in your later first trimester, you may notice the center of gravity changing, whether you're on a stationary bike or spinning. So make sure that the height of your handlebars is properly supporting your back, and adjust if you need it. So again, I once spoke about how I did the stair climber while I was pregnant, and that's basically what I did until I gave birth, is what I used. Instead of running, I used the stair climber, and I had to go pretty low on the level intensity, but my heart rate was still up. So I really think another added bonus for you to get would be a heart rate monitor, and that's either a strap for your chest, which I think works the best, or a heart rate watch. So that could be like a Fitbit, Garmin watch, Polar watch. It could be anything. But again, of course, I always mention and always tell my clients to get a strap around the chest. So this chest strap is the most accurate as far as getting your official heart rate. So before beginning any of your workout routines, always make sure your doctor knows that you are working out, what you're doing, and making sure it's okay. In your first trimester, you probably don't look pregnant yet, so make sure that your exercise trainers or coaches, workout buddies know that you're expecting. That is number one. And I always tell my clients that too. If they're thinking about getting pregnant, I should be one of the first ones that know. Not because I want to be nosy. It's just so I can do what I need to do with them. And for one, when you're pregnant, the first thing you need to do before working out is talk to your doctor. Then make sure you're getting maybe a heart rate monitor watch type deal. So it could be anything I mentioned before. And then you always start with a warm-up. A warm-up is so huge. So you want to make sure that you are preparing your muscles for a workout that will help your body to warm up. And then after workout, make sure that you are getting a good stretch in. If you have the Rolga foam roller, make sure you're using the Rolga video pregnancy videos that I have out. It's a huge must to stretch out all those tight muscles that you have and relieve all that extra tension you have in your body, with your body kind of shifting all over the place. If you feel uneasy during your exercise when you're working out, if you feel nauseated, getting too hot, getting dehydrated, maybe experience vaginal discharge, bleeding, or abdominal pain, then you need to stop and call your doctor. And lastly, hydrate regularly during your pregnancy. You should feel a little bit more thirstier, but if not, you should really make sure that you make that a big, huge goal of yours, is to drink a lot of water. Whether you're exercising or not, eat quality snacks after exercise and before. So you always should have something in your belly beforehand and after. There isn't a recommendation for an ideal heart rate during your first trimester with your exercise, but a good rule of thumb is that you should work at a pace where you're able to carry on a normal conversation. So tidbits for me is, if you need extra help, you just send me a message and I can help you out. But always, always listen to your body, pay attention, and always rest when you need it. That is it for me today, and stay tuned for the second trimester exercise series that'll be coming out next week.